All right, guys, thank you for joining me again. Appreciate it as always. Monica, it's a thankless job. Listen, I I can tell you this much. I do appreciate my mods. They don't have to be on here at all. So I do, you know, give them a lot of respect for taking time out of their day to come on here and mod my shit. But yeah, uh, I only mod on one other channel. That's Hudson Valleys, and that's whenever I'm, on there. But I do appreciate my mods, and I do thank them for what they do. All right, guys. Dan Phillips, thank you for the 5 by 5 Scott, let's go. Thank you for the 5 by 5 Kimberly, Dobie, Flown Grown, Maria, thank you for the 5 by 5 Base Bunny, Patrice, Sue, Koala, Raven, thank you for the 5 by 5 Highlander, Elaine, Raccoon, Scott, Trapper Bob, Witty, Prep to Adapt, First and Last, Krista, Water Tiger, thank you for the 5 by 5 Tristan, thank you for the 5 by 5 F you all, Dark Saint, thank you for the 5 by 5 James, Renee, Dan Phillips, Mitch, Cowboy, Betty, Jim, GMA, thank you for the 5 by 5 Trail Name, Crow, North Carolina Douglas, thank you for the 5 by 5 Judith, thank you for the 5 by 5 Dawn, thank you for that. John, thank you for the 5 by 5 All right, guys, so let's get into it because I got to make this 20 minutes. Tomorrow morning, I have the midweek report. It's going to be, again, I have a fun update. I saw this update, man, and again, I was just like, I was a little pleased on the inside when I saw this shit, but, whatever. Um, very interesting update on that. Standalone Pumpkin, Brian, Supernova, thank you for the 5 by 5 Prep to Adapt, Maria Jackson, Raccoon Eyes, thank you for the 5 by 5 on Rumble. Appreciate it. Josh, thank you for the 5 by 5 Keith, I said Kenneth. Sorry, Keith, thank you for the 5 by 5 All right, so tonight we're going to talk about something that Michael Yeadon said. I'm going to try to navigate through this as carefully as I can. But there is a lot of new studies coming out on the cocktail, the Mr. 19 cocktail. I'm switching up the names, so bear with me. So the Mr. 19 cocktail, guys, there's a lot of new findings coming out about it. Now, a lot of this stuff is not surprising at all. All of this stuff tracks to what we thought we were going to see, especially after having doctors whose wheelhouse this is, stating that these problems were headed our way. These doctors never minced their words. They never apologized. They never backtracked. They stood their ground. With that, guys, you had doctors like Michael Yeadon, who was a former vice president of Pfizer, right? So again, that was his thing. This was his, not his baby, but he took this on as it was offered to all of these companies. The Mr. 19 cocktail was handed out as a blueprint for these people. Not that they created it, they mass produced it. All right. So now, this doctor who saw the inception of the Mr. 19 cocktail states that it was purposely made to off people around the world. That was its sole purpose, to start the depopulation process, if you will. So again, he has a video online. If you look it up on YouTube, hold on. If you look it up on YouTube, there's a video that's an hour long. I am looking to watch it so that I can break the video down into either multiple videos or probably multiple videos because it's a long video. Come on, you cocksucker. Sorry. Let's see how I can get this right, but it's an hour long. It's an hour and 4 minutes long. Give me 2 seconds. I will put this video in the chat. You guys can take a look at this video for yourself. It's a pretty informative video. It's an hour long. There's a lot of information in here. So again, I'm absolutely, and in fact, in that video that I just put in the chat, guys, he states that this coincides or will coincide with the digital ID, the new technology that's in the cocktail, right? So he's talking about how that's going to intertwine with digital ID. So again, guys, he claims that the Mr. 19 cocktail was intentionally designed to harm, maim, and off people and to reduce human fertility. Now, what are we seeing with human fertility? Well, there has been an increase in women miscarrying. There has been an increase in guys with bad sperm or lack of sperm. There's also been a problem with ED, erectile dysfunction, because of the arm ticket. Jeanette, we the people, yes, Tenpenny was right. She was on the money. And you know why I listened to her? Because I had to watch a couple of videos before I made my decision on whether or not to follow her. But when she made the statement, about it, I watched a couple of videos and how she carried herself and what she said and how she didn't get overly excited when she said these things. She stayed the course. Every time she spoke about it, she wasn't like, the aliens, like she didn't fucking go from left to right. She stayed focused on her mission in getting her word out. And when she did that, I said, this is the lady to follow. This is absolutely the lady to follow. And then McCullough was another one to follow. You watch them, guys, and you're like, oh man, that makes sense. Because sometimes you follow people and they'll say some shit and then you're like, oh man, all right. And then they go off on a tangent, like I do sometimes. They go off on this tangent, and the tangent is now alternate universe, the earth is flat. You're like, nope, not following that person. Then you come back to reality, right? She stayed focused. And ever since she stayed focused, and she's talked about the on ticket, she talked about other on tickets causing autism. And I was like, yep. He didn't say one word. He just sat there looking at me. He then said, okay. I seen my doc about my BP a week ago or so. I brought up the Mr. 19 shot. He didn't say one word. He looked at me and said, you're good to go. I guess, right? A lot of doctors now are with their patients or to their patients. A lot of doctors now are like, you shouldn't have taken it, or we shouldn't have pushed it. Other doctors from the beginning, thank you. A lot of doctors from the beginning had stated that they advised a lot of their patients not to take it. I thought that was interesting. And I'm finding this out now that a lot of doctors were somewhat against it, but they didn't want to say it in the open because they in fear of losing their medical license, which again, they went after Tenpenny for this, right? They went after her medical license for this. So, guys, he goes on further. He goes on even further to warn, don't take these injectables. Do not take the next lot either. Okay, I'm trying to rephrase this, but I might have to just say it out loud. All mRNA-based materials are dangerous. Don't take them. That's what he said. All right. Whether people agree or not, his message is shaking the conversation and raising questions the establishment refuses to address. Now, there was something I heard that he might be sick. Mike Eden might be sick. And if he is sick, this coincides with putting everything on the table, right? He's just like, yo, this is what it is. And this is why it was made. Now, did they outwardly say that to him? No. He looked at the information. He looked at the cocktail and what it was made from and came to that conclusion later. Keep in mind, he was pushing it in the beginning, but once he started researching it, he found a lot of bad things in it. Sherry Tenpenny did the same thing. She looked at it initially and said, I don't like this. This is going to cause a lot of problems down the line. She said this, and then look what it's doing. It's causing a lot of problems down the line. Stand alone. Yeah, listen, I'm not breaking balls, but everybody has a choice. and you take it or you get fired. You take it or you get kicked out of the military. It sucks to hear this. She states that her granddaughter took the cocktail while enlisted and had no choice. Now she can't carry any child to term. And we've been seeing a lot of that. Yes, Miss John Johnson, she called it a bioweapon. Later on, she called it a bioweapon. She did. I remember her saying that, and I was like, and again, look at it. Would you take a tetanus shot? Falcon, I take a tetanus shot whenever I'm supposed to take it. Not supposed to, whenever I got injured. And the last time I declined it. I think the last time I had a nail in my hand or something like that, and they were like, you want a tetanus shot? You haven't had one in like 15 years. I'm like, I'll go without it. The chances of getting lockjaw is small. Though, there was a guy in the fire department a few years ago who did get lockjaw because he didn't get a tetanus shot, right? And I think he had tetanus and he got lockjaw. And so they had to reverse it and all this other crazy shit. And to reverse that, it's painful. So, yeah, he didn't take it. But again, it depends. Like if I get a knife and a nail and it's my knife and I know it's clean, I'm not going to worry about it. But if I'm in an abandoned building and I get a rusted nail in me, I'd take my chances. But if I had like a rusted object impaled in me, I would probably take it. It all depends on the situation. I'm not going to openly be like, yeah, man, just give it to me. I refuse a lot of shit now. Like I'm like a child when I go to the doctors. I'm like, I'm not taking this. Like I become so difficult when I go to the dentist or the doctors now. It's insane. People are like, Jesus, what are you, a child? Yes, it's exactly what I am. I'm not like, hey man, I'll just take whatever you offer. Nope, absolutely not. All right, guys, another new major study. I will do a video on that. I'm going to be careful on what I say and how I say it because I don't want to get flagged, but this is a study that was just published in the Journal of Medical Viral this month. According to the new study or major study, amyloid blood clots found in 100% of people that took the cocktail. They said spike proteins alone proven to cause them in labs. So a new paper just published in the Journal of Medical Virology, in November 2025, has delivered one of the clearest signals yet on persistent issues after the Mr. 19 cocktail. Researchers examined blood samples from 88 people. 94% of them were on ticket. Using fluorescent, microscopic, and theoflavin T staining, the gold standard for detecting amyloid, they found abnormal breakdown resistant amyloid microclots in every single person who taken the cocktail. These same structures were essentially absent in the small unticketed individuals, which was the control group. Now they mentioned and they put in that it was a small group versus the larger group of people that took it. And the reason why they say that is because they're going to find issue with this study, guaranteed. In participants with ongoing symptoms, many diagnosed as long Mr. 19, long COVID, though arm ticket status dominated the cohort. The clot burden was dramatically higher, total amyloid areas up to 20 times greater, with larger and very large clots presented in nearly all cases. This situation contained trapped inflammatory markers, immune cell debris, and DNA, which features can restrict blood flow and drive chronic inflammation. The strongest evidence came from the lab adding purified SARS-CoV-2 spike protein, the same protein produced by the on-ticket and vector vaccines, to normal fibrogen, immediately triggered the formation of identical amyloid clots. This confirms that this spike nonsense exposure by itself independent of viral infection is sufficient to induce that pathology. Now there's a link here. I'm going to click it and then my computer's going to explode. This is a new peer review. This link is based on all of this. And they have the whole breakdown of the DNA, MPO DNA, THT, and MPO and DNA all combined. The circulation microclots are structurally associated with the neutrophil, whatever trap, and their amounts are elevated in long COVID patients. So they're all saying long, someone says long COVID, but someone says long arm ticket. Patients had extreme elevation in large pathological amyloid microclots. 98% of long arm ticketed patients had large microclots in the 900 to 600 range. I think it's UM. Is that how you pronounce it? That's 98%. Now, these are people that have long Mr. 19 and arm ticket on board, is what they're saying. 60% had very large microclots above 1600 UM, if I'm saying that right. Total microclot burden was 20 times higher in people with long Mr. 19. Very interesting. So, of course, guys, this is just another study that was found. And then, of course, the South Korea study that I went over. I talked about that early this week. That absolutely said that with certainty, guys, the arm ticket has caused thyroid, gastric, colorectal, lung, breast, and prostate Mr. C's, without a doubt. All right. So all of this is coming to light. Now, here's the problem. What can be done about it? None of this can be reversed. What is your thoughts on the flu arm ticket? I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take it at all. To boot, there's a new, hold on. Thank you for bringing that up. There's a new flu called the H3N2. This one is what they're worried about. They're worried about this nonsense because the flu vaccine is not updated with this particular strain of flu in mind. So they think that they're warning the United States and the UK, they're warning us that this is going to be an epidemic level of flu, but not a pandemic. So we're going to see an absorbently high amount of people with the flu this year, is what they're saying. But who knows? I don't know. It's definitely, they're definitely going to find a problem with it. But so taking the flu shot this year will do you no good with this with this strain circulating the globe. But again, I've never taken it. I never needed it because I don't have a bitch ass immune system either. I tell guys that at work all the time. You know, guys in the firehouse used to take it, the flu one, and they're like, "You taking it?" I'm like, "No, I'm not taking it because I don't have a bitch ass immune system." And now, and this was a couple years ago, we've been doing this, and now guys completely opt out of it. Now, guys, you know, they're asking me anymore. They asked me the other day. They were like, "What do you think?" I was like, "I'm not taking it. There's no need for me to take it." There's no need for me to take this nonsense. And I don't think most people need it. Listen, I don't think anybody needs it. I think it's just a cash grab. That's all I think it is. I think all of it's a cash grab. There are certain arm tickets you need to take. I understand that. But there are others that are currently coming out that we don't need to take. It's just a cash grab. They just want your money and your health. Because you take this stuff now, guys. Look at all of the people who are currently sick after taking the Mr. 19 cocktail. Now they're going to the doctors for different reasons. They're going to the doctor for bowel problems, lung problems, colorectal cancers, or different ailments throughout their body. They're now going to the doctor to get drugs or treatments or whatever it is. So the medical community made out like a bandit. right? So now you're getting sick for other things, and these are the things you need. You know, so it's just insane. That they created a problem, they had a solution, then with that solution created more problems, and now there's more solutions out there for you to go after. Right? Go figure. Um, Again, guys, I've always been a fan of create a problem, and we got a solution for you, and they'll always have a solution for you. Meanwhile, now they're attacking peptides. Now, peptides have been in a lot of studies shown to help with a lot of, like, inflammation in your knees, your elbows, your back. Peptides have different usage, and now they're stating that peptides is bad, or that there's no science behind it. Meanwhile, there was science behind peptides for decades. But because peptides is healing people, making them feel better, like what's that shit called that they take from embryos? Oh my God, what is that called? Stem cells, right? Stem cells. Fasting creates stem cells within the human body, right? So now that they're finding this out, I guarantee you guys, in the next year or two, you're going to see the deadlier side of fasting. And they're going to want people to fast less. The longer you fast, the more stem cells come out to heal your body, right? And I've been trying to get my son's mother, that knucklehead, to fast more so that there's more stem cells presented in her body healing the other problems she had, right? Or has. And so I tell people all the time, this is going to heal you, though not as fast, and it's not going to make you feel good anytime soon. Fasting for a long period of time is going to make you feel like shit. You're going to be a cranky asshole. But it's going to do you a lot better. So as soon as they start finding out, or they start recognizing that fasting releases a lot of stem cells, they're going to go after fasting with an iron fist. I guarantee you. They're going to try to convince you how it's not good for you, how it's bad for you. Now, yes, not everybody can fast. That is true. There are some downsides to fasting for some people. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the shingle arm ticket? I wouldn't take that either. Listen, a few years ago, people were taking it. If it's the natural way of going about it, which is the actual dead virus itself, maybe. But they're using mRNA for everything now, so I don't know. If they use that, I wouldn't. If they use the M one, I wouldn't use it at all. I wouldn't use the M at all. But if it's the natural, give it a shot. For everyone who's taken it, that's older, they haven't gotten shingles. But shingles is also indicative to your diet and how you live as well. So keep that in mind. Everybody I've known that has shingles was either a drinker or ate a lot of meat, making their blood super acidic and not alkalizing their blood. Alkalizing, right? Yeah. So keep that in mind, guys. Shingles is definitely indicative to your diet, right? Water Tiger. Up your intermittent fasting to 24 hours. You get more out of 24 hours than you do 16. And if you do 24 hours once or twice a week, you're good to go. If you do it every day, if you can do it every day, fine. But if you do it once or twice a week, it's good. Once a month, you should do beyond 36, 72 hours. Once a month. Beginning of the month, 72-hour fast. Once a week, 24. You get more out of it if you do 16. Sorry, if you do 24. Again, that's if you're looking to lose weight. If you're looking to maintain weight, the 16 and 8 or 8 and 6 is fine. If you're looking to maintain. Fasting for 2.5 weeks feel better. You do. You do feel better when you fast. I do. And as soon as I eat like bullshit, which I don't anymore, I've been cooking more. And that's the other thing, with cooking more, you save so much money. I look at my bank account, I'm like, man, I have so much more money because I'm not ordering Uber and shit. And even now, I'm actually walking over to the spots, to the look and picking it up there. Because Uber Eats and the rest of them, they charge too much. 48-hour fast is good too. 48-hour fast is actually the sweet spot, this doctor was saying. Right? If you can do that, I would say, I wouldn't say once a week. I would say do that once a month. 48 to 76 hours. Do those two once a month. 48 hours is a sweet spot. That should be like a minimum if you're doing a long fast. 48 hours, and then if you want to go further, you can. But you should do 48 to 76 or 80 hours once a month, and then 24 once a week. And then do the rest of the week, your 8 and 16 or whatever it is. Fast and have lots of sex. Yes, they also coincide with sex as well. Sex also helps with your fasting, or rather, just because it's an active activity. Active and carnivore diet for the win. Yeah, Aaron. Listen, I don't buy the number of people that passed away from Mr. 19. I don't buy it. I know that people did pass away from it. That's without a doubt. But the amount of people that passed away that they were telling us passed away, I don't buy that shit anymore. At first I was, and then I thought about it. I'm like, but we didn't see the numbers. I mean, we only saw the numbers. We didn't see the people. And for the amount of old people that I know, none of them passed away. Falcon, the only sugar I have is in my coffee. And if I do mushroom coffee, no sugar. I am down to a tablespoon now. I was doing 2 tablespoons. I'm still holding at a tablespoon. I tried to do half a tablespoon the other day, and I was like, it wasn't bad. But here's the problem. When you're tired, when you are beaten up, your body craves sugar. And so that's when you have to fight sugar at its most. So when I get into my depressive state, I up my sugar. So now that I understand that, I'm holding at 1 tablespoon, even when I'm like in my shitty moods, if you will. All right, went longer than I should have, but a couple more minutes, and then we'll go off the air. But anyway, guys, with all of that being said, all of these new findings coming out, people got to be Johnny on the spot with this shit. And listen, this is not going to change much, unfortunately. I mean, like, it's not going to change much for us. For those of us that didn't take it, there's nothing changing for us. The only thing that changes is that we're seeing, first and last, I use organic sugar, as organic as I possibly can. I don't use like Domino and stuff like that. Actually, at work I do. Sorry. At home I use raw sugar. Because at work we don't use raw sugar. And if I do bring it into work, they're going to use it inside of a day, because there's that many guys in the firehouse. Not the point. But don't have fast sex. Yes, don't have fast sex. No, you fasted sex. It's fasted, whatever. Like, go for a walk fasted, work out fasted if you can. Some people can't work out fasted. People tell me that I feel weak when I fucking muscle through it. Tone the weights down. Lessen the amount of weight that you're using. You do that, But anyway, yeah, guys. So there's nothing going to change with this stuff, at least for us. The people who took it, yeah, it's going to suck for them. It's going to suck for them at big time. And like I was talking to Aaron, I don't believe the number of people that passed away. The number they told us, I don't believe it. I think that people did pass away, but I think the amount of people that did were made up. And I think they did that to scare people, right? It was a tactic. That's all it was. And we'll never know, because the amount of funerals that were going on, I know a buddy who was in the funeral game. He did see an increase in bodies at his place. He's not one to lie about that bullshit, but he did see an increase in bodies. But the amount of people that passed away still doesn't coincide with the amount of funerals and burials that went down. So just keep that in the back of your head. I do take vitamin K2 with my D3. So is that good for teeth as well? Nice. But I do take both, because you can't have K2. You can't have vitamin D3 without K2. The K2 helps the D3 get into the blood a lot faster. And when you take vitamin D3, you still need to eat it with fatty food. So if you're eating steak and eggs, that's a great time to take your vitamin before or after that meal. But before you drink coffee. Coffee destroys a lot of absorption of a lot of vitamins. So take all your vitamins before you drink your coffee, at the very least. If you take D3, try to take D3 with something fatty, though K2 does help out a lot. But just keep that in mind. Other than that, guys, I'm going to go off the air. I might do a doubleheader tomorrow night. Might. Let's see how I feel. If not, it'll be Saturday night. Or I just might take the rest of the week off. We'll see. But I will continue with videos. So other than that, guys, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. I will see you guys either tomorrow or Saturday. We'll see. Other than that, guys, thank you for joining me. I will see some of you guys tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock my time, Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys. Other than that, have a good night.